Ah, bueno, estamos grabando, ¿eh?
Sí, sí.
But we have a dog here. So.
Incremental ratings!
Incremental greetings.
No, it's not. No.
I hate it. Let's go again.
Incremental ratings.
Incremental greetings.
Oh my god, it's been a while I don't do the intro. So that will be my life, my education podcast. Episode 20. It's been a while. And remember that this at the beginning was called the Pleasure of Learning podcast and then End School Slavery podcast. But it's the same podcast. Today I have in real life, not through the screen, my guest, Kubis.
Kubis. Hi.
Kubis. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you again.
From Slovakia?
Slovakia.
Not Slovenia, Slovakia.
Yeah, Slovakia.
Yeah.
That's a very common confusion, but Piotr Wozniak will know because it's basically we border Poland, so he knows very well which country that is.
Then basically we'll talk about your case because you are about to graduate from what's called a Bachelor of Business Bachelor's of Business Management.
Management,
okay.
But I've been about to graduate for the past 3 years. I guess.
Oh my god! You're having on the verge for 3. Okay, so
yeah.
Then the reason is why you're on the verge to graduating, but you're not graduating, right? So we'll discover this as your personal case.
Yes.
And you will discover, because spoiler alert, what's in the middle. Messing with you with the graduation is the self-directed learning,
which I discovered basically when I entered university, or
okay,
not that, like basically the year before I went to university, I discovered self-directed learning, and it all unraveled from there.
At which age did you start the university?
It was 2020, so I must have been 19 or 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just finishing high school and it was COVID. It was 2019.
Oh.
COVID. We had the beautiful shutdowns. They were the most beautiful shutdowns that we could have had. The lockdowns. Sorry.
Lockdowns, but you did.
The most beautiful lockdowns.
You're saying this with irony or without irony?
No, I'm saying it completely serious. Completely serious because
what
happened was that we. Basically, high school got more and more stressful towards the end because you've got the exams and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was one of the 2 lucky years. I was the first one where I did not have to have to go through the exams because what happened was that there were lockdowns and they locked schools for basically for an entire year, and we could not go to school in person. So. I was lucky, and what they just did that year with COVID, they summed up the grades. They averaged the grades from the past 4 years, and they gave me the high school diploma based on that. With like the 4 main subjects, they averaged it out from my past grades, which I was pretty happy with. Because otherwise you get like the entire year, you're just stressed out with the seminars and. I think we might have to go into the school system in Slovakia a little bit.
But I think that the overall idea is that you did less work than usual because of the lockdown.
Yeah, and I had the time to discover Super Mario instead, so I was pretty happy about that.
Okay.
I was spared the stress of having to study tons and tons of things, which basically I would have forgotten in the next decade or less. For exams which are kind of not in, basically they are called maturita in Slovakia, and this is intentional because they call it a test of maturity.
Oh,
you basically you pass that and you're out of high school, you get a high school diploma, and you're supposed to, like, this is how people understand it, and that's why it's called this way. And and then basically I don't believe in the concept. I did not believe in the concept back then, and you have to study for this basically the entire high school. Then you study for it during I think it's called grammar school in English.
Okay.
And that's 4 years of high school. After that you have these tests and you have the high school diploma. and then you can just go out into the world. That's the end of your formal education. And you study for the last 2 years of your high school. You study for these tests. You got like extra subjects, seminars. You got specialization or whatever this is called. And in the end, you have to do these exams, which is basically like the exams at the end of university. Not sure how it is in Spain, but in Slovakia, you sit with a committee and they test you out, talk to you. You have to do some writing tests. If you're doing mathematics or like computer science or something, you end up doing like you got basically two parts of the test: practical part, and the part with the committee, which is the verbal part. So it's kind of subjective.
When you mean verbal, you mean oral? Oral
part, yeah.
Okay.
You sit with the committee, and they ask you questions. They like try to see like. So anyway, so the process is like this: you get the practical part. You get tested out with actual like tests which are passed down from the state. They are mandated, the same test for every school. And there's versions of the tests. You do the practical part, which is graded more or less objectively, and then you get the oral part of the exam, which is more subjective, and you basically get committees where teachers are mixed up. Teachers basically are assigned from your school to different schools, and the ones from different schools to your school, and they mixed up. And this is basically 2 or 3 weeks where the committee is made up like this. You go there. You have some time to like write down something. On the top. Okay, so the process is like this. You come in there. You get several topics. You choose from them like one topic or 2 topics, and you get the opportunity to write down something about the topics, like say for 10 minutes or something from your head, and then you go in front of the committee finally, and they test you out. They talk to you. They try to see like what you remember from a specific topic. So let me comment on this. This is a very stupid way of testing people, because this is efficient and good for the school and for the committee. But like everybody who thinks a little about this is going to see the huge flaw. This means you can know, probably if you have say 10 topics, you can know like 90% of the topic at hand. But say you choose the wrong topic which you don't know or you know little about, and then they fail you because they don't let you speak on the other topics, of course. So and whoever is not. So the general comeback to this argument is like, but you're supposed to know like 100% of all the topics.
Yeah, exactly.
But like you see, like there's a school thinking like you need to know 100% of 100% of 100%. And it does not take into account the nature of forgetting, the nature of your brain prioritizing what's needed, what's more important, less important, etc. So it's a very stupid way to test people.
I think, what you said, the key is that the grading system is suitable for them, not for the learner.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's efficient for them because they don't have to test you from basically 2 years or 4 years of high school knowledge, but they test you very surface level from a smaller chunk of topics, which is still open and broad question. And this is why I'm telling it's also subjective, like it's a broad sort of topic of topics. So you got a curriculum, for example, and you choose, one part of the curriculum, it's an open question. So for example, you can know some things, but for example, the committee wants you to know some other parts of that topic, which are more important subjectively to them. So it's a very efficient way to test people in terms of time. But at the same time, it's very lacking scope in actually testing anything.
And this is for graduating from high school.
From
right?
high school.
So then you have, if you want to continue, university.
Yes, but it's a very similar process in university. At least this oral part. So it's a very, I would even say it's almost the same. But at university, you get a much huger much huger range of topics, and you get slightly more time, say 20 or 40 minutes to. They're called state final exams in university, and you get say 20 or 40 minutes. They call it the sweater in Czech Republic or where I study, or sweating spot, something like that. They sit you down while somebody else is getting tested. You can hear the students ramble. Basically, it's really hard to think because the committee is there, like just testing them and talking to them loudly, and you're supposed to sit like 5 meters away from them in the same classroom, and from your own head sit there for 20 or 40 minutes, and generally what you do is again like you get a few topics, you get presented to the committee, you get to choose random topics from. I had two in my university. I had two different exams. One was from micro and macroeconomics. So basically two huge topics, and you choose two broad subtopics from them. Yeah, at random, like you just pull them out of the head, and then you get 20 minutes to like write down stuff about that. And I passed that exam years ago, as far as I remember, 2023. And last week it was, I think I passed. Now it's February 26th. So last week I passed the exam for corporate finance and administration, or corporate finance and management. I barely remember the name.
You don't remember the topic? Not even that? Not even the name anymore.
It was like four huge broad topics, four huge subjects that made up this exam, and out of those, for each, you chose one topic at random, so 4 topics, broad topics. It was my third attempt, and you get like 40 minutes to sit down in the classroom, and you have to think about this and like write down some form of structured notes, which you then after the student before you finishes, you have to like go in front of the committee and talk to them about each topic, and they will again subjectively evaluate you, which is why I passed, because I got this was my third time. This was my third time after 2 previous failed attempts, and basically what happened, I got the same. It was at random, but I got in one of the subjects or 2 of the subjects, I got the same random topic for 2 or 3 times, and even the third time, I think it was like pricing policy for marketing. I got it 3 times in a row, and I was like, I randomly pulled it out of the.
Oh, so in this sense you were lucky.
And
even if it's
I was lucky, and I was lucky that I didn't know the topic. Yeah. So I studied a lot of marketing after the last failed attempt. I just studied a lot of marketing. I got to like it a little, because when you go out of university, the best way to get ahead is know marketing and sales.
Okay. Yeah, it differs a little.
And and I still fail. About pricing policy, I knew very little because I did not study that part of marketing.
Yeah, exactly. So I think many countries, Spain included, you are only tested in a fraction of the curriculum, because it will take forever, many hours, to check if you know everything, right?
Yes.
So it's just not a random; it's a arbitrary sample, and if it happens and you know that, and then you have a grade that doesn't correspond with reality.
That's correct.
The difference is that usually it's in the written medium for us. We also have oral exams, but this is not the norm. It's for certain subjects and so on. And usually are in the sense that, so it's harder to have a very good mark, a very good grade, but it's easier to pass, because you can sell it more or less, that you can defend a little more, because when it's written, it's like dead on, and
yeah.
Exactly.
But you get a different. Can you go over it again? You get a different system here, right, in Spain?
Yeah, well, it's rather similar. So you have compulsory school until 16. It's not enough to go to university. You have 2 extra years. And
so you finish compulsory school at 16, but you basically have to go to another school for 2 years.
If you want to go to university, yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And basically, it's a preparation to the exam. Those 2 years.
Yeah.
You have to pass this exam, and depending on the grade, you get on what you want. It goes by number. So, Germany in some other countries this differs. But discussing this, we just how they evaluate you. Is always more or less what you described.
It's subjective, right?
Yeah, at some degree, because unlike Americans and so on, that is just multiple choice. That is this option, and there's nothing to question. Yeah, is what is I don't know because I have forgotten the questions, but I know that for instance in history or philosophy, what's the relationship of Descartes and this period of time? Explain it. This can be answered in millions different ways, and then you have like a battery of key things. Does the person mention this and that? And sometimes you do a very good job, but hey, you didn't mention this keyword, the other keyword. You have penalty.
Oh yeah.
Or something, and then the other is the one person is this looks good. You have a maximum score to simplify, and someone else, hey, that's an 80% score, and it's the same grading. And for surely, there's some science. So it's not it's my opinion. There's science that they provided the same exam, only changing the name. And based on the name, the teachers, the evaluators, they were putting different names. So there was a bias just with the name, a bias with the calligraphy. If you write it down with handwritten, the calligraphy is also biased. That this will affect the result. That's why even if they try to be unbiased, the system that they use for evaluating is already...
Yeah, it's very imperfect, right?
Yeah, but it's very convenient because in 20 minutes or 30 minutes, they have a grade, next student, and in the same day, they are done.
Yeah. Same happens in the Slovak school system. And you said you were talking about like for example, like they're lacking a keyword or something. And the same thing happens. I had problems with this throughout the state final exams, for example, that I was doing, because so I failed them twice before, like the corporate finance exam. I failed it twice before, and I went in for a third time, and I did not use just the school materials to study because I use Supermemo, right? So I use videos, I complemented, to gather the sources. I don't remember the exact sources later. And also the school just makes up its own terms on some things. They were, the one that's prominent that I remember was like management margin or something, yeah? And there was this woman at the committee who asked me like, what's the management margin, and she was like, it's simple, yeah? I'm like, I have no clue what this is because I've never heard this, it just sounds weird and silly. And then she tries to go and explain to me that what the management margin is supposed to mean, and I'm like, this is probably a bad translation from the Czech language because it's a Czech school, and I did not want to study in Czech. Even though I'm Slovak, I studied in English because I knew that if I study for 3 to 4 years and I go to the Czech Republic, I study in Czech instead of English, I would probably not be in the environment where English is spoken, and so I would lose like a lot of my English skill, despite the fact that my working language in my thoughts is English. But I would probably lose it, so I went in and said I would go for the English program. And what this woman is asking me, like management margin, I say this is probably bad translation from Czech because a lot of the materials of my school are Czech teachers or Czech students and Czech materials, yeah. And then she explains this to me, and I'm like, management margin, like I've never heard it under this name, but it's called, I think, the degree of management or the degree of control. And I think this is how many people a person in a management hierarchy directly controls. Yeah, and it's a very simple concept, but management margin is just not the name that refers to this.
That's a very good point. I actually was not the layer I was considering. That is the language. Yeah. Because a lot of programs, at least in business management, they default to English. And like if you do engineering, it won't be as usual to default to English. But then, if this happened also to me, that they translate from their brain because they are not regular speakers of English. They translate literally, so the grammar is like using the grammar of their mother tongue, not English. And then it seems like you are the person that you don't know the thing, that you are ignorant. And he said, no, I'm sorry, let me correct. What you mean, it's this in English, but how you there correct the teacher?
I mean, I usually do correct the teachers.
That's why you're looking at me, you know?
I have no respect for authorities, so... this is another topic we might not go very deep into, but this brought me a lot of problems since I was probably in the first grade of the elementary school. At one point, the teacher was being a jackass, and she just kept, using, the red pens, the red colored red ink pens that they used to. Oh, you don't have that in Spain, do you? Yeah. So, and they taught us, I think, writing or something, and I was always writing it. Maybe the teacher didn't like it or whatever, and other students would just get something nice like a butterfly or some sort of stamp or something. And my notebook would always just be like this red V, V and period, and it was written in my class teacher's handwriting. And at one point, I got fed up. I was like 6 maybe, or 5, 6, 7.
Oh God, you were young.
Yeah, 6. But what happened was I got fed up with this at one point, and I just wrote to her like. I wrote back into my notebook like if you write another V into my notebook, like you'll see.
Whoa!
And my
that was a threat, alright?
Yeah, I was 7 or 6 or something like that. I was like a child, And I literally had no respect for authorities. I got fed up and I just wrote her back, like you'll see if you write another V into my notebook. And it's a very vague sort of funny thing that any adult would just laugh about it and be like, what is this? And she got very serious about this. She got very serious. My parents were called in. And they were called into her office, and she was like questioning them, like, what is this guy? And she was questioning me, and she was like, brows furrowed, and like she took this very seriously. She thought I was like threatening her or whatever, and like
a terrorist.
And she literally like wrote the V's there because in Slovak there's a word for like I saw it, and she basically I saw it, and the word starts in V. It's like videla. It's like I saw it.
Oh, so you just telling that it's been seen.
But right? yeah. But like I was 6, and I was fed up with seeing a red V while other people would get like a star or something that would show them that they're graded better, or and she had favorites. Like generally the girls were her favorites. So they would get like a nice grade, and I got like a V. So I'm like, bitch. So I never had respect for the authorities, and that continued all the way into university. I corrected teachers regularly. I tell them this is wrong, or I ask them questions which I ask them hard questions. Yeah, for example, to explain themselves, or to I don't know, basically things that teachers don't like. If the students do, because that makes them seem incompetent, but I don't.
Yeah, is that perhaps it's not your intention, but they will see it like this: that you're testing me, that you want me to fail, to give me to the spot that I don't know something about the subject, and this usually is seen in a very bad way.
Yeah.
But regressing a little, even if it's, let's say, not your intention, that you correct them or not, regardless of this, even though the grading system is flawed. And especially if I prepare for something that is not the curriculum, as a student, this goes against me. Because don't evaluate my knowledge in this field, in marketing or whatever. is you read my knowledge on the curriculum you did about this field of knowledge. So if I use jargon that is not in the curriculum, it doesn't do extra points. But if you miss something that in my curriculum that I did as a teacher is important, but you don't give a shit because outside of this classroom it's not important, it's only relevant on my curriculum, I penalize you.
Yeah.
But I don't penalize because of your knowledge. I'm penalizing because you didn't follow the curriculum, the artificial selection of knowledge that we did in the class. So then what you evaluate is how close you have followed the curriculum.
Yeah, that is a big
Yeah.
pain point. Yeah.
So the more the slave behavior you do, the follower, without asking questions, the higher the grade you will have, the happier will be your teachers, more or less.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Even because I feel like this permeates all of the Prussian system. Yeah, because system may be superficially different in, say, Spain or Czech Republic or Slovakia, but the general principle is the same. They're the authority, and you're the one who's supposed to just do what they say. So if they tell you to, say, learn about the history of, I don't know, management, which is not completely relevant or as relevant as the practical knowledge of, say, knowing like what brands do right now and what works and the psychology, then they will be. I was very lucky that I did not choose one of the topics that were about like theory which did not matter, because I did not study for that theory. I completely expected myself to fail because I did not know a part of the curriculum. So I was very lucky. I was very lucky that I chose the topics that I did. So we're back. I'm wearing a sweater because it's well, let's not call it extremely cold, but it's definitely cold here because it's Spain and winter time.
And there's no heating.
There's no heating. Yeah, like unlike Slovakia, we got not isolation. Was this? The houses they have big walls and they're they're made to resist cold.
Temperature isolation, yeah.
Yeah, thermal isolation, and you get lots of heating. Yeah, so I just came from Slovakia to 22 degrees, inside my house, -5 outside. Yeah, and here it's like what 10 or 15 outside.
10 outside, 10 inside.
10 exactly. Yes. After 30 minutes of the episode, I was all stiff. Like, the hell is happening? So this is why I'm wearing a sweater. And so we can move into what were we discussing?
That you tried for the third time.
No, but like what were we discussing just before you started the recording right now? I think this was about something about the exams and something about like. This is what I told you.
Using Super Memo.
Yeah. Super Memo. Yeah, this is. We can segue into this. So we don't have to brush on the studying for school article, but Super Memo can be a huge nuisance. It can be a huge drawback when you're studying for school, for exams. Yeah, it's especially when it's not used properly, and I always think I know everything. Yeah, I always think I'm better than everyone, and everything that I do will succeed. I think this is a good bias to have sometimes, but it's a part of what I had to learn the hard way, where I was like, yeah, everybody says Super Memo can be used for school or it's very difficult or whatever. I'm going to do it. Yeah, so I will be the one to succeed. I will be the one to get like the scholarship for every single academic year. And yeah, I found out the hard way that Super Memo can be a very not very helpful. Let's call it like this. And it's very not very helpful, especially in cases like. So I guess, for example, the people who use Anki for medical studies, right? Like they do all the cramming and shit, and they enhance the cramming with the space repetition. And I call them out on this, and they're like, "Yeah, you have not even seen Anki. You have no idea what space repetition is. You like never do more than 10 or 20 repetitions daily." And like if you don't do the 3-figure repetitions per day for a year you're not an Anki user, like you have no fucking idea, you're not, like, you don't know what Anki is about. I'm like, you guys have no fucking idea what Anki is about, yeah, because you just use it for cramming. That's not cramming, you know, like we're learning, we're medical students, blah blah blah. So yeah, and they have no fucking idea what conceptual learning is about, and how to actually like root anything in your memory, how to associate the ideas, and how much stronger the ideas are when they have meaning, and then you use the space repetition sort of as a strengthening tool, as a, so you already, if you have a conceptual ideas connected in your head, they're easy to remember. They'll even stay for months. Yeah, like space repetition is not required for learning. It's absolutely isn't. People have been learning for thousands of years before space repetition. Space repetition is just a way to make remembering very, very efficient. But what actually matters for learning and for remembering also is having coherent and meaningful memories which are connected. And yeah, so let me come back to this. This is why supermemory is very unhelpful for learning is when you don't have any sort of external structure for learning, and you just try to like power your way through it with the priority queue and everything. And so I just end up learning languages or whatever.
What do you mean? Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
What do you mean by just? Like, you're a polyglot.
I mean, just I see.
Yeah, like if it's nothing. You need a lot more than most of your teachers will not be able to do.
I'm pretty sure that that's to some extent correct, but I'm just using I'm using the word just very liberally here. So
Okay.
just as opposed to. So I was supposed to be learning lots of contents from the school textbooks, and instead I was instead doing just what. See again, I'm using it this way. So I was doing instead what I considered interesting, worthwhile, and also there was this sort of resistance where you're supposed to be learning for school, but that seems distant. You don't understand it yet. You have very little conceptual idea of it. Add on to that I was never. I did not have too many classes in person.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a deliberate choice. Just to explain, I went into university and I was expecting to be a software engineer.
You mean after you graduated from high school?
After I graduated,
Yeah, okay.
even before that, like I started my high school. So here, if I say gymnasium, that's something else in Spanish and English, but
Yeah.
grammar school for 8 years in Slovakia.
Yeah, usually in German-speaking countries, it's like the category of the school. Gymnasium is the highest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's not exactly that.
Yeah.
It's so in Slovakia you have different kinds of schools. You have the elementary school goes up to like the 9th grade, I think maybe, or 8th or 9th. They change it every few decades. And you, after that, you have like the graduation exams from the high school. But that's not what I did. So I never had any graduation exams from high school, because after 5th grade, you can go into an 8-year grammar school, I think it's called, where you...
8 years?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So 4 years that are remaining of your elementary school, but you spend them basically in a special category school where it's supposed to prepare you for university.
Oh, that's similar to the gymnasium, yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So you have either 4-year version or a 8-year version, and then there is, I think, a bilingual gymnasium, or I don't know exactly the name in English. It's a different name, but that's for like, I think that where parts of the lessons are in English or Spanish, or depends the language of choice. But yeah, I went into an 8-year one at my in my 5th grade. After the 5th grade, I went to the grammar school for 8 years, and after 4 years, you basically finish high school, but you don't have to do any exams or anything. You just move into the next grade, which is now 4 years of high schools, but it's still the same grammar school. And why did I start talking about this? Just wanted to just introduce the structure of like how it works. So I wanted to talk about something else. Anyway, so 8 years of this grammar school for preparation for the university, and at the end there's the maturita exams. And in Slovakia you have this. You have the grammar schools. You finish high school and then you can go into the trades school, which you like learn trades, or some other types of schools, yeah. And what were we talking about?
I remember you said just languages. That was something was memorable.
Yeah, just language.
May I ask why? So perhaps this could it be used as a hook. Why were you learning languages? It was not in the curriculum, right?
I hated languages. I hated languages back in the day when I was like going to. Even my sister. Let's not bring my sister into this.
Okay.
But anyway, I hated languages from a young age. My parents tried to teach me. My father tried to teach me German. I hate German to this day for various reasons. But I'm learning Dutch.
It's not that far away, I think, right?
Yeah, but it's the nice version of German. And also I like the Netherlands. I don't like Germany much.
Okay.
For various reasons. My mother tried to teach me like English songs or whatever, but me and my sister, we were going into like some language school or whatever. They tried to teach us English in elementary school. My sister just picked up languages really, really well in the beginning, and I hated languages. So I was like, "What's the point of this? I can already speak Slovak. Just leave me alone." I think a huge part of languages. I had a distaste for languages from an early age, and school I think contributed to this. Since elementary school, I said I think that I have no respect for authorities. Yeah. So what ended up happening was I just did my thing, and the school tried to crush whatever I was doing. Yeah, it just tried to get me in line. So what ended up happening was they partly succeeded, and they just got me into this like narrow sort of path where I've lost the track. How to explain this? Fast forward to like 15 years of age, which was 2015, early 2014, and my parents asked me that there's an opportunity where I can go to become an exchange student in another country.
Okay.
And long story short, I ended up in India for an entire school year as a high school student with two different host families. And for various reasons, I adopted the culture really quickly. I liked it. This was all at 15 years of age.
Mm-hmm.
So this was all at 15 years. Sorry, I'm tired.
No worries. Can I ask you which city? Because India is a huge country.
Sorry?
Which city within India?
It's called Coimbatore. In Tamil Nadu, it's like the south of India.
Okay.
And it's a large city for our standards, but yeah, by Indian standards, it's not such an important city. It's one of the prominent cities in Tamil Nadu.
Okay, does it ring a bell as a foreigner? It's not Delhi. It's not the main ones.
It's not Delhi. It's not Chennai. But it's like basically this is the map of India. I'm not sure if it's mirrored or not. This is
right. That's the right. That's mirrored. Yeah.
It's mirrored, so I have to show Sri Lanka here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tamil
No
Nadu
worries.
would be here
In
and
the
Kerala
editing,
here.
in the editing, I will put the map.
Okay, you can put them there. So yeah, so that's about that. So I was in India and I just wanted to use that point as for languages. So I started. This is the first month there. I did not know anything. Like I thought I spoke English because a I had been a programmer since 11. I went into the grammar school, and this is why I was talking about it. Now I remember.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I found out about programming and websites. Yeah, and I started with computers earlier, but this was the point where I was like, I want to do websites, and we had the first lesson about like informatics, technology, whatever, in the grammar school, and the guy was some young tech guy who was teaching us from like he was external to the school. And he told me about like there's like some Czech website where there is like all the basics you can see like how to do it, etc. So I tried and I became kind of very interested in it, and I did this for since 11, basically all the way up to 2019. So from 20 so I was born in 1999, so if you calculate my age, it's roughly the same as the year, yeah. So like in 2011 I was 11, 12, and I started the grammar school, and all the way to 2019 I was still doing some software engineering, programming, yeah, whatever, technology stuff. And I thought I would go to the university with this. I would go study this, I would go do the software development or something like that, yeah, with technology. And so just to circle back to India, I went to India for various reasons. I did not know what I was expecting. It was lauded as like a technology hub. There's gonna be lots of good people, good programmers. Remember, I was 15, right? And I'm just gonna like learn better English or something. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. Yeah. Some people at my age were far more advanced and they knew what they wanted and whatever. But yeah, in my case, I was just confused. And thanks to my parents, I was going to go to India for an entire year by myself and stay with host families, which was really nice also because I became part of the family in each of the host families. So I like host dad, host sisters. I have 3 sisters. I have a 4th sister, which is my real sister, and then there is.
It's the fourth. It's not the first. It's the fourth.
Is that well?
Okay.
She's the real sister.
Okay.
And then I had a host sister in my first host family. I had 2 more sisters. One was older, one was younger. In the next host family, I had host parents. Their parents were my host grandparents, and my host uncles, my host aunts, my host cousins. I loved it. I had big families. I still love big families, but anyway, so that's in India where I started to think in English in the first month, and I could not speak English. I had been programming by then for 4 or 5 years, doing some software engineering and stuff. I came to India and I thought I knew what I was like. I knew English to an extent. It turned out I was wrong.
Yeah.
I had the skills of reading documentation. I knew all the technical terms. I had no idea what my host mom was telling me when she was taking me from the airport. I had 0 idea. Like I could not understand a single word in English.
But it's because they have a different accent when they speak in English, or regardless, if it was
probably was a factor, but like I could not speak. I could not speak about basic or about like mundane things. Yeah, I didn't know like things about I don't know, sending letters or
where's the train station.
Yeah, like I couldn't. I mean, very basic things, yes, but like most of the normal conversation that you have in English, casual conversations, I could not have. I did not have the vocabulary. I had the vocabulary for HTML element, HTML element, the div, the I don't know JavaScript, whatever, while loops. I knew what a loop was, but only in programming languages.
You didn't have the English in the curriculum in high school?
Yes, I did,
Okay.
but I hated languages. You remember?
Yeah, but even with this, you were not able.
No, I crammed for the test, or I did like some cheating, but
I was leaving that. I experienced the same thing.
yeah.
When it was the real world, where's my English? Where's my proficiency?
And it's also, you don't learn proper English in school. Like, they teach you some things, but the teachers themselves don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know English either. I came back from India. I had an Indian accent, but the teacher, I was correcting the teacher all the time because she, I don't know, she just
Correcting the
couldn't-
teacher. Lost authority already. Yeah?
correcting the teacher again. Yeah. I came back and I spoke English fluently, or to what I understood was fluent by the time I came back from India.
Yeah, 1 year is a lot, yeah. Even though it's not that. So if you ask me English, to go to one country to learn English, India doesn't come to mind. So it's not a cliche.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It was mostly because I wanted to. Oh, it's open. I wanted to continue with my programming and with my canoeing. I don't want to get into this, but I did a water sport at one point in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to continue that. And I saw like they have this the canals in Kerala and whatever, and I didn't actually go to Kerala after all. I went to Tamil Nadu, so I couldn't do that sport. But I was like, let me continue this, let me continue that, whatever. My attitude was all wrong. Yeah, I didn't have the attitude. Let me get to know the culture or whatever. I wanted to like learn English or continue with English, continue with software engineering or like something similar, and do my water sport. Yeah, my race, sprint canoe racing. It's not such a common sport, but I did not do any of those things except for in the first month of my Indian exchange program. I started, like, my thought process in English started. I think I started it or somehow, and I was very happy after a month when suddenly, and I was like bragging to my host mom, like I was very happy, like, Mom, I called her Mom obviously, and I'm like, Mom, I finally, like, I can hear it, like, in my head, like I feel English, like I have it in my thoughts, like my thoughts are in English, and she was like, like, you see, like, she was very proud of me, my host mom, and after 1 month I could think in English, and I still think in English 10 years later. So I mostly think in English when I'm at rest or when I'm not forcing it.
Mm-hmm.
And at some points I think it's Slovak, but it's not very often. So that Slovak is my native language from Slovakia, and I'm kind of losing it. I don't use it. I don't care to use it much. And I often translate things from English into Slovak, and it sounds a bit weird sometimes.
In the same page. Different language, but the same thing.
Yeah. So that was about the languages. We can get back to languages a little bit later. Software programming. I did my project. I continued my project in India, which I had been doing with some guy from before, but I did not do much progress there. So Indian, at least Indian public, but I'm pretty sure the private sector the same. The education system is atrocious. It's just bad. It's even worse than here. It's much more coercive and oppressive than here. There's much more pressure, and regularly Indian students, when they have the 11th and 12th year exams, the high school students, they regularly just shut off their socials. They delete their or shut off their phones. They give their phones to the parents or whatever, and they are not reachable. They just, for weeks, they are just cramming because the 11th, I forgot the names for the exams, but the 11th state exams, and the 12th year state exams, they determine their future and how, like, which universities they can get into. So it sucks a lot. Yeah, it sucks a lot, and it's a lot of pressure, which is unnecessary, frankly.
Did you pass the exam? You did the exams in India?
I did them. I think I did at least a part of them. But I just did them, and like I don't really have any real certificates from them or whatever. I just did them for. I showed up, and the teachers were like, "Okay, just do the exams.
Yeah, have fun, but
have fun." Yeah. and they also marked them, whatever. Sometimes like at one point I came in there and I just wrote on the exam like. I don't know. I just answered the questions, the first two questions I saw, and I just gave them the empty paper bag because I had no fucking idea what they. Yeah. They were learning like calculus and who knows what and things I don't remember anymore, and I studied them like 3 or 4 times already. Yeah. And it was in India, where I started doing languages. Mostly I learned English to a conversational level. They had Tamil, which is the local language for Tamil Nadu or Tamil Nadu in Tamil.
How do you pronounce it?
Tamil Nadu.
No, the language.
Tamil.
I always say Tamil. I was mispronouncing it. Oh my god.
It's actually pretty pronounceable if you pronounce it with the Catalan yeah. So Tamil.
Tamil.
More or less, yeah.
You don't buy it, but yeah, we are proceed.
Yeah.
It's not relevant to the position.
Anyway, so Tamil, which is what I started to learn, and I'm still learning it because I never dedicated enough time to learn it. When you're in 1, 2, 3.
No pressure.
Cause I have saliva in my mouth when speaking so much, you know. Shit. So, what was I saying?
It's because it's too long, or it's because it's it's being recorded?
It's probably because I'm speaking for 2 hours and and I'm just going on tangents and I have saliva in my mouth. When you speak like for 15 minutes, right? You're gonna have like shit collect in your mouth and you have like.
I don't know. I have been shooting videos. I talk for 3 hours straight.
But like. You already know what to do, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get distracted. I get this, I get that. Like I get shit in my mouth. I get like dry mouth. I get nervous. Like it's.
Yeah, but at least it's the thing. It's something you're not used to.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could say it's a home version of a podcast. And usually you speak more because I don't know your life. So it's not discussion. That would be more 50-50. It's about your case.
Yeah, but you should be moderating a little bit, right? Because.
But I want to provide freedom. I don't want to interrupt. It's a different kind of episode that let's discuss, and then I will be more.
I mean, okay.
Yeah. It's one of the let's say mistakes. Something that if I could go back, I will change.
Mm-hmm.
That with some people I was kind of leading. I want you to go there.
Oh yeah.
And I was kind of asking the question to head off.
With some people, I was listening to some of those podcasts, and with some people, like you just too aggressively cut them off when they were saying something interesting. Yeah, and you could have just let them speak. Yeah.
Something I learned.
Yeah, but sometimes you need to like moderate because like I go on tangents like here everywhere and like we speak for 3 hours and then.
Yeah, because for instance you said India.
Yeah.
Then you did a tangent with the programming that it was not that easy to see the connection.
Yeah.
Then back on India to the.
I barely. The thing is, I forgot. I had forgotten about the. Like why I started speaking. I just wanted to do an overview of the school system structure in Slovakia, and like I did it because because a thought came to me that I started in high school in the grammar school where I was in the 1st grade, right, and the teacher was like, yeah, here's this like manual or whatever.
And also, let me ask this.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted questions or interact?
We can do that.
Yeah, I think also it's challenging because perhaps. You never voiced or explained to anyone from this perspective. of the story.
Probably not the whole story. Yeah.
Hmm.
This is why I wanted to have like a discussion beforehand, so we could have more structure. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
like because this way the things come out and we can structure them and then we can speak in a more format which is
yeah, but that doesn't mean that what we're doing now is not useful, because now you have been activated concepts in your and memories, and now it will be from now on. If we do another episode, it will be easier for you to speak your mind.
I think so.
And I haven't biased. Yeah, just asking. No, don't continue with this because I consider it's not relevant. Go to that because we have a bullet point that says this,
Yeah.
and we want that. Then we can do it. It's one way to do, but I think it's not. At the end of the day, it's not the best. But so no worries about the quality. For now, the audience is small, anyways, so it doesn't have the big impact. Are you on the taking a sand on the beach? No, you're relaxed.
Yeah.
That was one of the things.
No.
If you compare now what happened today, let's say,
Yeah.
with when you had the examination or oral examinations,
Yes.
were you like a lot of not all, most people who are very nervous and I need to speak out loud, and it's like I'm, you know what I mean, that they struggle a lot.
It's like that when you don't have practice with this.
Yeah, but one thing is lack of practice, the other is the agony that I feel terrible, please end this suffering already.
I don't know why that's like that because thing is despite the fact that this is still just us two talking, yeah, it feels like you have an audience when you are doing this, even though you really don't. Like you.
Yeah, but the psychological, you know, it's being recorded. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But it shouldn't be, yeah, because you know that there is no audience. It's just we're speaking, and it's even though it's being recorded, like it's just an empty room, yeah.
Yeah, but it's psychological. You know, it's being recorded. There's something in your reptile brain.
Yeah,
that says, hey, those are complicated memories, and so on. Yeah, it's still useful what you said. Yeah. So no worries about this.
Yeah, so there's definitely a few threads through my life, which I think the reason I'm jumping around so much is because you have the threads and they interconnect somewhere and they just diverge somewhere. But in general, there's just a few threads which are basically side by side with each other. One of them is the languages, which I first had a very negative opinion of, and then this changed in India, where I very desperately wanted to learn Tamil. I already knew English, or at least I thought I knew English fluently. Fluently to the point that I could think in it. But I definitely improved my English quite a lot later when I was when I went to a school, which I was very and I still am very ambivalent about, because it was school. It was a boarding school, but we spoke English in it, and it was a boarding school, which is kind of like just getting into. It was just getting set up basically. Yeah, it had existed for say 2 years before, and then I came in there and I was with them for a year. We spoke English there, like you were encouraged to even speak English between two people if you're from Slovakia. Or we had also international students from Germany and Hungary and Afghanistan and yeah, it was a really nice. It was like this boarding school which was structured in a sort of like family way. It was a very strange experience looking back at it, but yeah, I got much more fluent at English and got a more neutral accent there.
Okay, I have one question then. When you went back, to Slovakia, did you still have English in the curriculum?
In which school?
Whatever you did. So after you now I can think in English and so on. Did you still have the curriculum to do in English?
Yeah.
Then nice. Then you have the before and after. Now I have no clue. What I always do is just cram for filling the gaps or this kind of exercise or for exams rather than actual speaking. But once you discovered, hey, now I can speak for real,
Yeah.
what you thought about, hey, that was what I was doing before.
What do you think I thought when I came back and
You were correcting the teachers. That's what the only thing that told me.
yeah. But not just that, like, how do you think I felt? I came back from first India, and I went to an English lesson, and I was being lectured about about English, and I was being tested on it, and I was being like asked to speak it in a certain way and with a certain grammar that I thought was weird and it should be said a different way, and like.
Oh, see, I think what you mean. May I assume it was British or a specific region of English?
Yeah, I mean, but like in English in India is kind of like British roots, so they like the influence is still there.
Yeah, exactly. So perhaps, you're correct, grammatically correct, but hey, you don't see it in this specific way that we want.
Yeah, like they were teaching, this is the prescribed way of we. And then there is a teacher who doesn't know proper English because she just used the Slovak, like Slovak borrowings or Slovakish grammar.
They don't speak in English, in short.
She doesn't. Yeah, she didn't. Like I had an English teacher who I used to look up to. At least I didn't like her because she had been like strict and very much into like reprehending you and whatever. But she was good. I used to look up to her, and then I went to India. I came back and I had this teacher and actually two teachers. One of them had been my class teacher, and like they're nice people. I kind of liked them, whatever. But I could see through the holes. Like they were speaking and they had this like Slovak accent, and they weren't thinking in English. Like they were thinking in Slovak, trying to like say it in English, but it was weird and awkward and unruly, and I just I couldn't, like, I was just sitting there. I was first few weeks or months, if I remember correctly, I would correct her or just like or like give her leading questions which were just meant to show her that what she said was wrong, or it was like some humorous way of pointing it out, like, but like she didn't, like, the teachers didn't, they're there for 45 minutes, they have their own shit to do, and she was not pleased. So long story short, after a while I discovered I ain't taking this shit, so I feel like I'm done with this, like I'm not engaging, so I just, I came to school, I slept on the desk basically, I was in the English class, she knew I didn't want to speak with the problematic thing was that my classmates couldn't speak English for shit. Yeah, like, sorry for swearing here, but like they couldn't speak English for shit. Like they came to the class, they didn't want to learn English. They didn't know how to speak English. It was a painful experience. And bear in mind, this was like so I never repeated that year from India. That was supposed to be my first high school year, and I spent it in India at Indian high schools. I attended the 11th grade and then the 12th grade in India, and then I came back, and I never repeated the first year of high school, so I had no idea what they had learned, whatever English, other things. Came back, my classmates couldn't speak English properly or at all. I was in the highest, we're like split by skill level. I was suddenly in the highest skill level group. Nobody there could speak. If their life depended on it, it was painful to just sit there and speak and talk to the teacher, who thought I would speak with her at first because I knew English. And then I made it clear that it was painful for me to listen to her. Yeah, over several several lessons, and then I just I disengaged from I was just like came there. I read a book. I was on my phone. I was like sitting in the classroom and just head on the desk, just sleeping.
There was an option to get the exam right away, and if you
I don't know, but like I didn't try to. No, it's high school. Like probably not.
That's this. If it was university, perhaps.
Yeah, university yes, but in high school, like you have to go through the classes because they can't just leave you unattended. And dude, I'm 16, yeah.
Supposedly, you don't know what you do, what you're doing, what you need to do.
Like.
So follow what we.
What if somebody what if the bus hits you or whatever? Like, what we can just let you be on your own? I'm like, bitch, I'm 16. Like 16-year-olds are basically adults. In some things, if not others, yeah. So they can care. Like 16-year-olds are responsible enough to take care of themselves. In countries like Slovakia, I believe it's Spain. I don't know. Maybe not in the United States where you cannot. You just get hit by a car, but.
That's political territory, but the U.S. is very unique in this sense. That you can own a gun before you can drink alcohol, stuff like this.
Yeah, the United States is very dystopian.
But in the schooling, I think it's very standardized. So so regardless of the school you go, it's very rigid. So the content will be always the same.
Mm-hmm.
The exams will be always be how you call it, multiple choice.
Yeah, they have it very standardized.
Yeah, so there's not much variety. Yeah.
Actually, when I was in the other school, that was 2 years after I came back from India, and I was in the. It was basically international boarding school, but it was started by Slovak people, and they were doing their own curriculum, which was like about entrepreneurship and things like this, and part of the curriculum was from the APs, the advanced placement from the United States, which we had to do which was like, I don't know, large English language literature or comparative politics or something like that, yeah. Physics, mathematics, you could choose like 3 or 4 or whatever, and you would have the classes, study for that and take that, and that would be like your actual qualifications beyond the the less formal classes which we had with the school, because the school's focus had been entrepreneurial leadership. That's what they called it.
Okay.
And so basically back to the language. I came back from India. It was a pain to sit in the English classes, and after a while the teacher understood that I didn't want to engage in the class, and she didn't bother me mostly. And I kind of like her. I still like she lives near my house in Slovakia, so we sometimes see each other once in 5 years.
Oh, you can still. I have contact with teachers.
I don't, but I see her on the street like once in a very long while.
Sorry about the question.
Mm-hmm.
When you say you like her, is as a teacher.
As a person, not as a teacher.
As a person, but not romantically. I mean, not.
No. I like her.
Yeah.
I find her a slightly pleasant person. She's not. So I didn't like her in the beginning, but I respected her. But then I started respecting her less, because she obviously had a inferior level of English, and she was getting a little older, so she obviously couldn't give. She just couldn't give that much shit about teaching later, and so.
You mean that it was close to retirement?
I don't think she's retired. I don't think but she was getting 45, 50-year-olds maybe. She's in the age of my mom, roughly.
I get what you mean. That why bother if I just repeat what they do every year?
Yeah, she couldn't be bothered. Yeah, she couldn't be bothered, and.
That's quite British English. Couldn't be bothered.
Really?
Yeah. Really? This is British.
No way.
Yeah.
It sounds very natural. So like basically she just left me mostly alone, and yeah,
And from now on, you just learned English on your own.
yeah.
Because basically in the school, you could not learn anything.
I basically use English for everything, so there's no. I have a cousin who learned English to basically native like level. She was 14 maybe when she, as a few years ago, when I spoke to her, and we spoke in English and part Slovak sometimes. She's my Slovak cousin, yeah. So we spoke in English because it was just more natural. Yeah. With my sister, I speak part English, part whatever. Yeah. With my friend who is Slovak, I speak 80% of the time in English. I don't know. I don't use Slovak for much.
So if you have someone that is from your country or speaks Slovak without being native, I don't know how common is that, you still prefer to talk in English?
It's not always possible.
Yeah, I think the rest of it's possible. You will want to use English instead.
No, I'll use Slovak because most people in Slovakia just don't speak English.
Yeah, but assuming no restriction, if it was your desire that, hey, let's just switch to English, you will always want to switch and default to English?
I don't think about it. I just it's natural. It's the first thing I do. But in Slovakia, the first thing I do, I speak to people in Slovak because nobody speaks English there. So.
Well, a lot of them will be passing exams of English, no question about it.
Yeah.
That doesn't transfer.
Doesn't transfer at all.
Yeah.
They pass the exams. They don't know how to speak English.
This happened to me. That someone was getting super good grades in one standard exam that you need for going to university and so on. You have the British one, TOEFL.
TOEFL, yeah.
Yeah, and better marks than I did. Okay, let's have a conversation. Huh? What? What is? And they could not have a meaningful conversation. Because it doesn't transfer at all.
No. Oh yeah, by the way, I had advanced placement from Spanish language and literature.
Oh, you know more than I do already.
I don't think it's been very, very long time ago. It's maybe in 2019.
Okay, surprise me. Who is Antonio Machado?
Antonia Machado? Or Antonia Machado?
Hmm?
Isn't that someone from the past?
Yes, of course, yeah.
I have no idea.
Of course, yeah.
I only know one.
It's been long that it's dead, yeah.
I only know one Machado. It's Maria Corina Machado.
No, it was a silly question.
Yeah.
Because usually when you learn this in Spain, usually it's literature of some centuries ago, and in grammar or vocabulary that you don't see outside of that. Yeah. You know, like Shakespeare, kind of thing, if it was English.
Shakespeare?
Yeah, there's another older English, low frequency vocabulary.
I had Shakespeare we had like an English literature lesson or something. I couldn't understand a word that was written in the Shakespearean things, and I don't know. I never read that. I never really was interested in the plays or whatever.
Yeah. No, not that I see you. You kind of remind me of Steve Jobs. That's
God, please, no, don't do that. Don't do. I no longer want to be associated with like tech guys.
The kind of the, how you call that, high turtleneck.
Yeah, that's because your room is fucking cold.
But this kind of clothing, the color and the mannerism, how you get it's not a glass because it's plastic.
It's a plastic glass.
It's not a glass of water because it's plastic, but yeah. You reminded me of Steve Jobs.
Oh my god.
You take this as an offense?
I would rather not.
Okay.
Nothing that connects me with anything technology anymore, please.
Yes. I could not do any Slovak celebrity because if I'm honest, I know none.
I don't know either.
Tell me a famous person from that country is. I know the place and flag because of Eurovision.
Oh.
Is what I say.
How was the Eurovision for Slovakia?
Oh, yo, political territory once again. But if it was for it doesn't hit the news internationally.
Yeah,
usually.
I mean, unless we are
No, if
political, so why
yeah,
not?
if you have corruption, those are hit the news because there are many other countries that are corrupt, anyways.
I mean, like the Slovakia is right now blocking half the shit in the European Union because, because we have an interesting, so to speak, prime minister and his party, and two other even more interesting parties governing us. So, and they're blocking like half the shit. And anyway, in the European Union, so there is news about this, but yeah, that's about it. So nothing positive.
Okay. Then, to more or less don't lead this episode to 2 hours, as a more or less starting to recap of everything you shared today, what will be the golden nuggets, the take-home message?
I think we didn't cover like 2/3 of anything.
But so far, you have to extract. Hey.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you about so when I came to the grammar school, we had another language. We had German, which was
That you said
obligatory. Yeah.
You said it's the one that you like the most, like the least, to the point that you hate it.
I thought I would like it at first, but I used to dislike it my entire life. I thought I would like it, and my opinion turned around very quickly about German. For the second time, and I very much disliked it. I went to India, and in India I had German. So we did some trips, and we had some other exchange students. Some of them were from Germany, and they asked me like. They learned toward the end of our exchange that I had also German as a foreign language in school, yeah? And they asked me, like, why don't I speak German with them? Like, why don't I want to practice? I'm like, guys, there's a reason I didn't tell you this ever. Like, please don't speak German to me. I don't want to hear it. I've been trying to forget it this year in India. I came back, I had no idea how to speak German. And I finished this. I came back and I helped with the exchange students coming from the entire world to Slovakia. So there's this volunteer organization which does that, and I remain part of it. I helped with that. I began learning Spanish because of all the Latin American students. And I took the Spanish textbook that I got from my mom, who had bought it like years ago. I took it to the classroom, the German classroom, and I read that in the classroom for myself. There was like the German teacher trying to teach German, and I was learning Spanish, writing the sentences into my notebook, trying to figure out the grammar.
You were learning Spanish during the German lessons.
Yes. And they were pissed off. Like, my school was pissed off because I came back. She tried to she asked me like very basic questions, and we had a new teacher, German teacher, and she tried to ask me very basic, because remember I missed the year, I missed that year, and I forgot everything German, and I came back and she asked me like some very basic questions in German. I was looking at her, I had no idea what she just said.
Questions like, what time is it, something like this.
What time is it, how are you, like, what's your name? I had no idea what she was saying. I responded in English. She was like, haha, no. I'm like, no. And then I was like, I told her like point blank, I don't want to learn this language.
But it's usual, so everyone has more than one language to learn, not just English.
In the grammar school, yes.
Okay, so you could choose between German and French, that's it, or it not have to be German.
Not in our grammar school. We just had like obligatory 2 languages,
okay.
And those were English and German a bit later.
Okay. And when you say that you hate it, it was because you were coerced into it? Or is the language itself, that how it sounds, the gender, or what is that you don't like?
I never liked German. That was a pet peeve of mine since I remember. Probably some personal reasons, but yeah, it's
for political reasons that are not attached to the language.
Political and others, I don't know. It's a long story, and
okay.
since I was young, I just hated the language, and I being coerced to learn it just made me hate it even more. Yeah. So, but I'm learning Dutch. Yeah, because I like the Netherlands. Yeah, I like their infrastructure, especially the bicycles and everything. So
Yeah, I have been there twice.
yeah, I love the country, and I am learning language. I might move there for some time later.
And then you know that is the best non-native English-speaking country that speaks English.
Oh yeah, yeah,
The best proficiency, the best, at least in Europe, is the Netherlands.
yeah. They can speak English. Yeah, but I mean, like you go to the country, like same. I come to fucking. Okay, calm down.
You get triggered. I can see that.
I come to Catalonia. I'm not going to keep speaking English or like even Spanish here because you come here, you speak in Catalan and people treat you better because you make an effort, yeah? So I go to the Dutch lands, to the Netherlands, and I won't, like, I can speak English with them, but like, why don't I learn the Dutch language? It's not that hard to learn. It's kind of nice actually. And yeah, and you speak Dutch to them, and they're like, "Yeah, who's this guy?" Yeah, so like, they're going to have a different approach to you when you try to make an effort, when you try to like come and meet them where.
That's cultural. There's the meme that when you do this in France, that's no. Don't ever try to speak French as we do English. That is too painful to hear you. Is this true?
So they're like, like you go to France and they don't like you to speak English, or they don't like to speak French. They don't speak French because they don't like the accent of you.
Yeah. So how they see a foreigner, usually in Spain, is, oh, you're making an effort. It's like positive.
Yeah.
And they will, I don't know, help you a little or have this, and it's something nice, right? That you are trying hard to speak the language. And when you are, for instance, in France, usually will be the opposite. That it's awkward or it's whatever for them. And they will stop. No. Please stop speaking.
Yeah, there's at
French.
least there is a stereotype. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true. At least you have seen it in the Netherlands, in Spain.
No, the Netherlands, they just talk to you. In Spain, unless you speak like a gringo, which like you can barely pronounce what you're saying, and then like you mixing words up and whatever, then I don't know, people probably notice my accent. I don't notice my accent, but I have heard from some people that I have a Slavic accent in Spanish.
Slavic, I don't know because I'm not used to the language.
Yeah.
But you have an accent that I can pick up in a split second. So in the first word, I already pick up, oh, this guy's not from here.
Yeah.
But I will, before, since I don't know your native language, you have enough accent from Latin America.
That's good.
I would say,
That's the impression I'm aiming for.
And I remember something, I don't know if I can share, something that when we went to a grocery store or something like this, I know that the other person thought you were from Latin America.
Really? That's why they thought I was.
But by the comments that person said is, oh yeah, he said it for granted he's from Latin America, which is a good thing. He didn't detect any weird, I don't know, the Slavic, if it's the voicing or whatever there is, the feature of the language, they don't pick up this, and therefore they follow your second more prominent accent, that is the American.
That's
region.
good. That's good impression. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make the impression that I at least belong to the like Spanish language population and not make a.
And to summarize, you're the furthest to the Spanish, Duolingo Spanish.
Furthest?
Furthest, the most distinct. So the person who has learned through Duolingo, that has the textbook Spanish, let's say,
yeah,
you are a lot different from that. So I can tell that whatever you did, it was different for learning the language.
I mean, 2026 this year. I think I started learning Spanish in 2016 or 17, and that was from not even Duolingo. I think I did Duolingo and I did a textbook that I had, a Spanish textbook in fact, the Castellano, which I was doing in the German classes. And the teachers were like, the teacher was pissed I was taken also. She talked to my parents. I was taken into the principal's office, and she knew me. Obviously, I was like one of the prominent.
Yeah, you were a regular.
There was like several hundreds of people in that school, and I was the regular. And she knew me personally. The vice principals, they all knew me. Like this was this is the guy. They knew who I was. This is the troublemaker, and anyway, but that's the story for another day. Yeah, like there were some things that happened. I never actually stopped doing this, but like I got some concessions from them, whatever. Yeah, and I learned Spanish from the textbook in her classes, and also I used Duolingo, but since I was involved in this volunteer program with the exchange students, from which there were many from Latin America. I was very happy to learn with them. I was very happy to go out, to go to parties, to talk to them, to like go to these events with them, and learn from them, and basically all sorts of Latin American accents. Yeah, and I learned all the casual vocabulary that I probably forgotten by now because I don't use it as much. All sorts of turns of phrase, basically, yeah, all the accents. And I cycled through a few. I don't know if we want to go into the details here.
No, I think that's the need.
Okay.
Also, so we want to go the direction to the why you didn't get away just yet.
I didn't get what?
You didn't get away from the school. So
from the university.
I sorry, from the university. Yeah. So you're let's say focused, we could say, to you learn more languages, and you kept going, even when you finished, graduated from high school.
Yeah.
You still continued. I don't know how old were you when you studied Dutch. When you started with Dutch?
2023 September roughly.
Oh, so you already started university, right?
That was mid-university.
Okay.
It was also because my sister went to study her university in the Netherlands. So I came to visit her a few times. I wanted nothing to do with the Netherlands before. I only had been to the Netherlands once in 2016 when I was coming back from India. So I took the flight from Coimbatore to Mumbai, and from Mumbai to Amsterdam. And I had I had to change the planes basically, and I heard the Dutch people speaking, and they sounded very German to me and harsh, and they were very sort of uptight, and they very impersonal. And you come from India where people are very happy to, at least superficially, but like they're very nice, and they always pay attention and speak to you, and it's very warm. You come to Amsterdam, and the security guards don't even look at you. Like they look into like just your things, and on the ground, everybody's very uptight and like whatever.
Yeah, the cultural difference.
It's just fucking cold, and then you go there, and I'm like, that's 2016, and I go back home. Then I do whatever, and then 2023, when I'm in the university, my sister goes to study to the Netherlands. She's still there, by the way.
Your fourth sister.
My fourth, my real sister, yes, my real sister goes to study to the Netherlands, and I was like, I want nothing to do with the Netherlands, and then at one point she convinces me to come and see her. And by the time I had already started to like get myself or just become interested in the infrastructure, in urban infrastructure and urban development, and basically this sort of urban planning. And I was like, okay, let me go and see that part of the Netherlands. Yeah, like I don't really care about the Dutch or the Netherlands or whatever, but let me go and see how they do this. And I came there. I arrived. I was blown away. And so let's cut to that part. And yeah, I enjoyed it quite a lot. And then later, anyway, one second, I need to go to the toilet.
That's our guest, the hidden guest today, Lolo.
Yeah, I went to the Netherlands, and after that I went back to my university to Prague. I was kind of unhappy with the state of the urban environment in Prague. I tried to use the bicycle for my tasks and everything. At one point went to the Netherlands, see my sister again. Then I had to do some exams. Then I came back for a third time in late 2023, and I was like deciding, should I start learning Dutch? Should I not? Like, is this some serious thing for me? And I decided on Duolingo that I would just start the very basics and see.
Duolingo. Oh my god.
You start somewhere, yeah. Like for me, it's just a hook, yeah. So I just try to, you know, make the inroad, yeah. Like, oh, that looked like I was gonna kill myself. Anyway, so
Finish me.
I try to make some sort of inroad, like some sort of hook, and then I later, see how things develop. So I started with the Dutch. I said, okay, let me seriously do this and see what's up. And I started learning Dutch in 2023, and I have been learning it on and off since then. I almost went to the Netherlands instead of back here for my internship.
Spain, for the record.
Yeah, instead of Spain, and then later I took a year off. End of 2023.
You mean a gap year?
A gap year, yes. I took a gap year 2023 by the end of the year, and I was at home in 2024. I was at home. I was not well mentally. And that was a weird year. And yeah, and I was like, why am I here? What am I doing here at home, like in Slovakia, whatever? And I was like, I need to go back to Barcelona after my Erasmus exchange in 22. I need to go back. I need to like do something. So at one point in May, I packed up. 2024, I packed up my small rucksack, and I just went. I took the first flight, and I went to Barcelona.
It's like the movies. Give me the next flight.
Yeah, I quite literally.
One-way ticket.
One-way ticket, yeah. I had my 5 things with me, and I had a friend here who was living at that time Vila Juiga, which is like a small town somewhere northern Catalonia. So I visited him. It was his birthday. I visited him. I got a flight here basically, and I have been here since then. And now it's 2026, so that's been since 2025, May 20th. And yeah, and now I'm contemplating what to do next. So
one of the things that you're going to do next could be to actually get away from the university, or that's not a plan?
So let's talk about the university and why I was on the verge of not finishing it. So main pain point, like the complete and absolute pain point that I have a very hard time surpassing is I just can't be bothered to write the thesis. Can't be bothered, and I don't know how to do it, and it's just a topic that I chose that I'm not very interested in, and I really don't care, and I'm just doing it just to pass the school basically, because after all these years, it's like bachelor's degree, which was supposed to take me 3 years and a half, but basically 3 years and a half, which is the internship semester. And so I've got everything completed. I am not going to go into how. I did not complete everything.
Okay, you cheated here and there, you mean?
Everybody cheats. Whether I cheated, that's up to the viewer, but I'm still enrolled at the school, so I don't want my... Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we will wait then.
Yeah.
To see,
So basically everything I did at that school has been completed. All the courses that I needed, all the courses that I didn't need, like Catalan, which got recognized. My gap year got completed. My everything. I even passed 3 times. Like after failing twice, for the third time I passed the corporate finance and management. I stood up. I told the teacher that one of the broad topics that I should have been rated as fail, and I smiled at him, and he was like, "Haha, you should have." And they let me pass because they probably didn't want to see me again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can be bothered, but you bother us, so we don't want to see you anymore.
Exactly.
A passing grade.
Yeah, so they passed me with like the lowest grades, except for like one of them, which was the second lowest. The middle grade. I was very unhappy because I thought they graded me unfairly, but who cares? I passed it. Now the only thing that's left is my bachelor's thesis, and I really I will try to write it. I was on the verge of quitting because at one point I was supposed to present this thesis. This is the state final exam. They called it like they had 3 parts. One of them is the economics, the other is the corporate management and finance, and the third one is the thesis, the presentation, the defense. And this is I was signed up for it, and this was the second deadline that I was supposed to submit it, and I blew through it. I couldn't finish it. It's still like out of 40 pages, there's like 1 page that's barely written.
You tried.
After 3 years, yeah, several times I changed the topic. Now I cannot change it anymore because there's no time. I paid for the semester. I cannot just mid semester. I can't just tell the school that get me like terminated because they're gonna ask me for money or whatever. Because it's a private school, so they have weird rules.
Okay.
And I don't think anybody can see me in the light.
Because now the sun is changing locations. I have one question. Feel free to not answer.
Yeah.
Why you didn't cheat?
With what? With the thesis?
Yeah, you can use AI, or you could hire someone else to do it for you.
Yeah, but it costs money to hire people for that, and it's not worth the money for me.
Okay, but even though you paid more than once already, because you are...
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
So...
But I mean, the thesis probably costs a few €1,000 to cheat, and like for somebody else to write it, it costs... one of my friends, which I will not name here.
Well, I did that. Okay.
He paid several €1,000 for
thousands.
And he paid to one person, then he paid to another person because this person fucked it up, and the third thing is he had to finish it himself because it was such a low quality after paying thousands of euros. So I don't have thousands of euros to spare for a thesis, which is not worth a penny.
I mean, your friend is not the best example. You can get it much cheaper. And quite a good, yeah.
I guess.
A friend told me that.
I will.
It's knowledge that I don't.
No, I would rather. I would rather like invest money or live in Barcelona where I have spent half my savings.
Half? You have a lot of savings then. If it's only half.
It's just a figure of speech.
I was speaking.
I'm very frugal, yeah. So
no, even if you're frugal, it's expensive. So you are not going to cheat.
I'm probably going to cheat. Yes, I will definitely use ChatGPT. The problem is I can't be bothered. Yeah, the thesis has no value for me. The thesis literally it has no value for me whatsoever. So like even spending any effort on it, I just look at it. Once, twice, I open the documents, I close the documents, and I go outside, do calisthenics or do like language learning or whatever. Yeah, like I do things that actually have some.
Do you think this will affect your employment? Having that certificate or not?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. I could lie. I could just fabricate a certificate first. Yeah.
No, when I mean to cheat, I was meant in academia, not in the
Oh yeah, no.
corporate world. You're one extra mile.
No, in the corporate world, you have to lie. This is like a non-negotiable. If you don't lie, you're honest people, and if you're going to interview for a corporation, they're not good. They're not getting far. The people who get far is who lie about how much they know something, about what skills they have. Don't publish this. This makes me look very bad.
It just happened. Yeah. Okay.
This is my personal opinions on like how the corporate world is shit.
So then my final question: if you will have the magic power to travel in time and go back, what you have changed in your experience?
About in general.
Yeah, in general. So if you go back in time, will you have chosen business administration, or will you?
I would, yeah, I would definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I would, but I would probably. Honestly, I might have dropped out far earlier. I'm not going to drop out now because, if there is just one final thing to finish, I'll finish it. Fuck it. Yeah, it's not gonna take that much effort. But I would have done business administration. I did software engineering, then I went on a trip to Barcelona in 2021 with a friend of mine who was from the university. We actually got to know each other there, and that was our holiday season, and not the holiday season, but we went to Barcelona to explore like how life is, and to learn like street skills basically. Let's summarize.
Street skills. That sounds okay. Okay. Well, something you not learn in academia.
Exactly, like actual practical, real world, social and other skills basically. Get to know people, get to see like if we can. Like we went here, we didn't have anything reserved except for a ticket. The flight ticket, so we came here.
It's YOLO mentality.
We wanted to sleep, like we came at midnight. We wanted to find until morning someone who would host us from the locals. Spoiler: we couldn't. We slept on the beach, but yeah. We almost got robbed twice.
That was my next question. That's very high risk to get robbed. Yeah.
That was we were clueless, but yeah. Then the point is we came back from here after a month. We came back to Prague, and this guy went back to Barcelona later in September to do some sort of business, to see like what he can do, like can he sell shit on the beach or whatever. Like there's the Indian guys and everyone, the gangs, the Pakistani guys, who just sell stuff and the police does nothing. And this my guy just came here. It's like a nice hat, nice Hawaii shirt, and he was just like having this and just selling and like talking to people and being actual salesman who's like skilled, being funny, looking good, So the police just told him twice that he should stop, otherwise they would just like jail him. And another of my friends had to like call the police and tell them like, yeah, he's with me and like he's not here illegally, whatever.
An illegal immigrant, you mean?
Yeah. So he's from the EU, yeah, like we can come here and just be here, no problem, no visa, no nothing, and to Spain, by the way. And then you see like the Pakistani gangs and the Indian guys gangs who just sell on the beaches, and they like the police is like, well, what are we supposed to do? But the entire point, we came back. I was in Prague. This guy was here selling. We're like, doing some marketing, whatever. And he calls me, yeah, like let's just change the program. There's a longer backstory to this.
Okay.
But we changed basically the software engineering program to business management. First he changed. He told me that he had sent them an email, they didn't respond, whatever. I was like, okay, come back because the school is starting. He's still in Barcelona, I'm in Prague. I go to the school and I asked them, like, where's the classes, what's happening, like, did you change his program, etc. I was just like verifying things. And this guy, these people at the university tell me like, yeah, we don't know anything. I'm like, you don't know anything. So we don't know anything. I'm like, okay, what happened? So I started investigating and found out that he couldn't change the program to business English, business administration program in English because he was the only person and they didn't open the program. Didn't let him know, didn't respond to his emails, nothing. So I was like negotiating with him, I was negotiating with the school, and I said, okay, can you like do this for us that we study the business administration English program, but basically self-study if there's two of us. And it was then that I finally abandoned my tech past, basically the software engineering and everything, and I said, fuck it, I'll study something that's simpler to study, less demanding, there is more utility in it, it's more broadly applicable. It's probably more interesting, and it's also, I already know the technology stuff, so I could always relearn it by myself. I don't need a degree from that, but I will have a business administration degree, which is like probably again like more applicable, etc. And as well as the knowledge. So I negotiated with the schools that they would actually open this program, and there would be two of us self-studying the program, which turned out to be a lot of fun. Because we were in Prague, the two of us, we would just like go around Prague, do our own stuff, and go to the McDonald's or to the mall, or just spend a lot of time in the school building, just laughing and doing some of the self-study tasks, which were far fewer in between than having to actually go to all the classes and do the program like we should have.
Nice.
And we did lots of practical things instead of like doing the theory.
It's a win. And it's surprising that he was the only person who wanted the English program.
There were plenty of people studying this in Czech, and as well as the software engineering. Like there was like 10 of us in the software engineering in English, and also I had this thought that why would anyone study the business administration in Catalan when I came here? Because I came here to study, and I chose to study it in Catalan because obviously I wanted to learn Catalan. But and then I asked around, and people were like, we learned this in Catalan because some of the people here have like families or family businesses, and they do the business administration in Catalan. They don't need it in English. Like, why would anyone ever do that?
Because they are already local. They will follow up the company of the family.
Yeah, for example, or do some local company administration. I'm like,
it's funny. Let me interject here. It's funny. I didn't do the bachelor's. I did the master's directly, an MBA. And in the university I chose, because there were no exams. I was not ready to do exams.
Yeah.
It was only Catalan and Spanish. It's almost the only one, or there are few exceptions, that there was no English program.
There was no English program.
No, there was for the bachelor degree, but not the master. Or you had the master, but it's like a private education that is hugely expensive, the tuition fees.
Yeah.
The one that is academic is, oh my god, that there's no choice. That was this, oh man, I have to do it in Spanish.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's why, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I had the exam, so I didn't care. It was just the, how do you call it? Assignments.
Yes.
But everything I did was in English.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, the same thing with like the Czech people. Okay, maybe business administration, maybe, but like there's hundreds of Czech people in that school every year studying software engineering in Czech, and Slovak people, and also some people from like say I had a friend from Bulgaria who was studying the Czech program, and she learned Czech to study it. Yeah, and Slovak people speak Czech. Like, why are you learning Czech? Because the Slovak and Czech are intelligible. You can speak.
Okay, they were similar to each other.
I never learned Czech, and I refuse to speak Czech because I speak Slovak to them, and we understand each other.
Okay, so it could be like I speak American English and you speak British English.
It's a bit.
Or more distinct.
It's a bit distinct, but it's like we understand each other very like it's another history altogether. But yeah, And why would you learn software engineering in anything other than English? Yeah, like,
Especially in case you don't know the audience, the code you do, it's generally in English already.
code is in English.
Yeah.
The documentation is always in English because like there's software developers from all over the world interacting. You're not gonna talk them in Czech. Yeah.
Exactly. Then you may do an interface in a different language, but what's in the code is already in English.
The theory is in English. Yeah, like if you speak to, I don't know, if I speak to Guillem about some sort of algorithm or whatever, it's the terminology is in English. Yeah, like we're gonna discuss it in English.
Yeah, but I remember I did computer science. That was my first degree, which I didn't finish. And yeah, it was in Catalan.
Oh my god.
Even though everything we put into the school was in English.
Oh my god.
And the English skill, so the pronunciation was, oh, you will be triggered of how awful that was. Yeah. It's like some people that never heard of the language, and when they see they try to pronounce it for the first time, this level. Yeah.
I used to do that when I was 11. Yeah, when I was starting, I would call HTML. I would call it HTML. In Slovak, yeah.
Sorry,
like, I had this tag, like PHP.
Yeah,
PHP.
HTML.
What?
HTML.
What's that?
It's the same in Catalan. HTML.
Okay, you say it again.
HTML.
but
That's why I laughed, because when you say that, it sounds like something that is close. Yeah.
I see. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, you're high level in proficiency. You experience that then.
Yeah, I learned it first from Slovak, Czech. That's it. Basically from Czech. My Slovak was very corrupted when I was at 11, and then I learned English over time, and I was like.
Your proficiency was corrupt. You said.
Yep, and my Slovak language was corrupt, because I learned a lot of things from programming, from the documentation, and all of it was in Czech. When I was 11, like the software things, and I interacted in like online programming forums in Czech with people, so I would read that, but a lot of my Slovak language would just get like Czech words in it or whatever.
Yeah, influenced by that. Yeah.
God.
It's what happens to me today. Something you mentioned before.
Yeah.
That I translate back words from English to my native language.
Oh yeah.
That if you do the translation, it will be like this, but it's not that word. It's because of lack of use. Yeah.
Like the meme that I showed you, the guy was like, "Això no es pasario."
Pasario, sí.
No es pasario, and then he says like, això és un chista.
No, això és un pixa. Això és un chiste.
Això és un chiste.
But something I noticed, I think you overlooked this very tiny detail.
Yeah.
You know that the video had captions.
Which one? Oh yeah, I do.
Eliu serio, which means serious, but they put serios.
They put serious, yes.
Why? Because it comes from Spanish. It's not serious, not accepted. It's a mistake.
Yeah.
But they put the right word in the captions regardless.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah,
hey. That's why he's "Això no es pas serio." He's like the English word, but like Spanish with the Catalan. He said the Spanish word, the Catalan accent. Yeah. Serio. And they put serios, and we're like, yeah, of course. But I always look at the subtitles, and I always look at like what they say, and I'm like, and then he's like, yeah, això és un acudit, but he's like, això és un chista.
Yeah. So, because it's a minority language, so you get there's a name for this phenomenon. That then the minority language gets influenced by the speakers.
Mm-hmm.
That they put in this case Spanish.
Borrowings and
yeah.
Language change, I guess.
But again, this is another thing. Then to wrap up the episode, how we can finish? It's been slightly all over the place, but to put some, it's meaningful to end here. That is not it's I need to work. Let's just stop here. It's not a wrap. No.
We can continue later. Yes. How do I finish this? Incremental goodbye.
Yeah, I think we could talk for hours. There's a lot to unfold.
Yeah.
But we do this for people that, hey, perhaps you're still younger than him, and than me, obviously. But that you're still in the process. Imagine you're 15, like when you were in India.
Oh yeah, I would wrap it up with like feel the urgency, like try to. So you asked me for the golden nugget, yeah.
Yeah.
So like if you're younger than me, or even if you're not, but like still, it's just gonna get faster. Like if you can do something, like yesterday was the good time to do it. Yeah, like just get urgency into your life. Like try to do more now because later you might not have the time to, etc. Like things that you learn. This is a cliche, right? But
Okay, let me do it more like.
try to speak normal language.
Let's try this. So, for instance, if you're in the same place that you know English, you are in the school system that you need to correct the teacher because they don't know anything in English. Let's say the situation. Instead of just sitting there and wasting your time for years, just quit. And if you cannot quit, change the country or whatever. That if there is no solution, just don't necessarily accept that. Oh, there's nothing I can do. I will just be bored until I graduate. When I know I'm losing the time, right? So how you call that word? The spark, the
Urgency.
the urgency. That don't wait for this. You already know you're wasting your time. Your time is precious. I have been doing this for many years because I have done different degrees. No one is getting the time back.
You're not good. Yeah, you're not getting time back. It's
Yeah.
urgency. If you can fill your time with what you think is valuable, do it. Don't just sit there and be like bored or just wait for it to end. You know, like if you have dead time, do something with it. Yeah, like learn a skill, do it every day. Let me first say the one-liner. Use your dead time and fill it with meaningful activities.
Nice. That's a golden nugget. So
Do it earlier, yeah. Like don't wait to do anything.
yeah. So even if it's not in your power because of the constraints you may have in reality, at least you can do this on your own.
Eat an elephant one bite at a time. If you cannot do the whole thing, try to do a small part of it, and then the next one, and then the next one. And if you're a vegetarian, is there something big that you can't eat in one piece? The idea is the same.
Okay. Okay. So
Anyway.
feel free to leave a comment, and if you want more, you want Kubis to come here again and explain more about his life, let us know.
Yeah, you have until April because by then I'm probably not gonna be in Spain for another 2 years. So.
Ooh, you put pressure already? What is this? At least it could be through the
This
screen.
is the street smarts that I learned in 2021. Nice. So.
Yeah. Thank you for listening, and see you incrementally.
Incremental goodbye.
Yeah.